So here it is, the most incredible spaceship I've ever created on this channel. Let's learn how to build it. If you like what we did here on this channel, make sure you smash that like button, sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on more incredible builds like this one. And if you want to skip to a specific part of the video, then check the chapter list down below. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to show you the model of the ship that I use right here. It was a Varun ship that I have found in Serpentis, and you're going to need that at level 3 in order to have all the materials you're going to need to build this at the Deimos Staryard. So once you go find that Varun ship, bring it back to the Deimos Staryard, and then from there we can begin this entire build. So I'll go ahead and break it down like I always do. This is going to be the base of the build, and I'm going to walk you through this very slowly so that you can take a look at all the different pieces, the hulls, and all the items that I used. I'm also going to lay out a quick shopping list so that you kind of know exactly what you need and where you need to get it at. And then from there, we should be good to go. There's actually this open slot right here, which I need to fill in. I just remembered that, so I'll make sure that I do that during the rebuild process. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is the base of the ship. This whole center area right here is the midsection that goes all the way up to the front of the ship. And I'll rotate the camera. Sorry for the weird angle, but it won't allow me to go anymore. It won't allow me to grab those pieces. That's going to be interesting trying to get those pieces over there, but we'll get there when we get there. This is the left wing. That's the tippy-most top of the ship, and the right wing is right here in front of us. Now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and take you guys to the base. Let's zoom it in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sow engines. You need 6 sow engines for this build, but for the base of the ship you only need 4. You're going to put 1 here and here, then have 3 open spaces for the main components, and then 2 on the opposite side. We have the J52 Gamma Grav Drive. We have the Pinch 8Z Reactor. And we have the 900T Helium 3 tank. This is my go-to helium tank because it actually matches the same size as the Gamma Grav Drive that we use. So let's keep it moving. You're going to have to put your dock, or you're going to have to put your Stability Pro landing bay, which is a Stroud Eklund piece. This was actually an original piece from the ship that we stole. So make sure that you steal the correct ship so that you can already have this piece in your inventory, or you're going to have to travel over to the Stroud Eklund place to get this landing bay. Once you have this landing bay, you're going to want to attach it straight into this right here. This is an extremely important component. If you put a companionway here and not a cross brace, it's going to create a ladder that you do not want. So be careful. You want to use this Hopetech HAB cross brace, which is found in Hopetown. From there, that goes straight into the Deimos Mess Hall 2x3, which is probably one of my favorite HABs in the game. Second favorite, because I have a brand new one. It's in this build. Then over here to the opposite side, I just went ahead and mirrored the other side by getting the same exact landing gear. And this is the only landing gear level 2 that I have on this build. All the other original landing gear, I sold it out because I didn't want to keep it. And then I started to buy these landing thrust of 3 landing gears from the Deimos shipyard. And of course, I grabbed the Nova Galactic best landing gears in the game just to make sure that we were perfectly balanced out and to make it look good when it starts to land. So with that being said, this is the entire back. You're going to need this landing gear plus these 3 over here, this landing gear right here in the center, as well as these 2 over here, and these 2 in the back. Just like that. Now, in order for you to cap off each side of the landing gear, go ahead and grab yourself a Nova Cowling 1 LPF and slap that on either side. Alright, and then from there we're going to go from the Deimos Mess Hall 2x3, and we're going to kind of space out towards the front of the ship. So on the left side of the ship we have the Deimos Living Quarters 3x1. Then you're going to design it with these wings right here in any design that you like. I did the wing A, then it goes into the wing B, into a wing C, back into a wing B. And I did that on both sides. Let's keep going forward with the ship. You have the Deimos Workshop 2x1 right here. And on top of the Deimos Workshop, you have the Deimos Spine B, as well as our weapon system and a Spine A for the front. And then you can go ahead and slap on this Deimos braking engine and do the exact same thing for the opposite side. For the opposite side of the ship, we have the Stroud Engineering Bay 3x1. So it perfectly matches the opposite side. We fill this entire middle with hull pieces. Do not put any type of HABs in this section right here, or you're going to force doors that you do not want. And or they might force ladders onto your ship that you also do not want. This build is very specific and very restricting and where each HAB needs to go. I made sure that I never put any layer on top of another layer so that it would never automatically spawn in a ladder. And that's how we got this build going. From there, we have the Stroud Engineering Bay, which goes into the Deimos Infirmary 2x1. From the 2x1, go ahead and cap that off with a Deimos braking engine and follow this design scheme right here in the middle. You just want to take a single wing A as well as a single wing B and slap it on either side so they marry each other. Then in the center, to fill off all the gaps that we're going to have, you could put a Deimos Hull A, put 2 of them right here. And if you want to try to keep this ship a little bit more balanced, you can delete this Deimos Hull A, grab another landing gear, and just slap it right there for kicks and giggles. I didn't necessarily want to. I mean, practically speaking, this thing should be kind of like leant over forward, but maybe not, because the engines are all lined in the back, which should be keeping this thing leveled, if not tilting in the backward direction. So yeah, this right here is the entire first level. So I'll go ahead and just leave it here for a couple of seconds so you can lay this out the same way that I did. All right, I think you're good to go. So let's get to the next part of the build. The next part of the build is going to be this right here. I want to actually take this wing apart and put it back together so you can see exactly how we did it. So first things first, we'll go ahead and pull off these top pieces and we'll reveal the bottom to you. This is actually what's going on the bottom, and there's a lot going on here, so let's make sure we take all of it into consideration. We'll take this shielded cargo that we got from the Red Mile Mr. Anderson and we'll slide that over to the right, and then we'll rip off this Nova Cowling so that you can see exactly what's going down on this HAB. This is actually a Deimos Living Quarters 2x2, which is my favorite living quarters in the game. It is so clean. I was actually kind of shook at how good it looked when I saw it for the first time. And I'm really glad that I created the ship so that I can make my dream happen and have this HAB. Absolutely insane. So you want to have the 2x2 and attach 2 Deimos bumpers on this side. Go ahead and slap yourself a Deimos Spine E on the top and then round it off with the cowling. From there, you have this little gap that has a corner in it. So we're going to take this Nova Cowling and we're going to reapply that right there to make that rounded off so it actually looks like a physical wing. And then what you want to do is you actually want to take this Stroud cap and this Stroud cap lay them on top of each other like a sandwich, kind of like that. Take the Stroud Cowling 3 LAPT and put that in the center. And then grab this one right here and throw that on the back. It should be hanging over like this, so don't let that bother you. From there, we'll go ahead and grab the shielded cargo, slap it back over there. You can go ahead and highlight this entire section of the build and we'll reapply it to the ship. I highlight all of my pieces with the right bumper. All right, now that we have this whole entire piece, we'll drag it right to the back and we'll slap it on right here. It should be hanging directly over the second SAO engine, and it should be sitting in line with the first SAO engine. So once you have it right there in that position, go ahead and set it and you're good to go. We'll take a good look at it. So you have your landing bay sticking all the way out to the far left, which it doesn't matter if it's sticking out or not, but I actually wanted it to be here because of, you know, design reasons, and because I wanted to stop the game from trying to force a ladder over here. Because as soon as you put this here and then you apply a companionway right there, it's going to force a ladder here, and I don't want that. So what I did was I took this landing bay, then I have that cross passage, and then it takes you straight into the ship, kind of like that. All right, so once you have that slapped on, we'll go on to the opposite side and make the exact same thing. On the opposite side, we have a different setup. We have the caps as the same as the other side. We have the cowling and the rear cap. Of course, we have the Deimos cowling as well as the spine. But underneath this one, we have a brig, the Deimos Brig 2x2, which this is the first time that I ever was able to use this, and it looks incredible. I wish we had some type of DLC in the future that would have prisoners or something in it, but for right now, it's just wishful thinking. And in front of this, I added a control station. So once you have this set up the same way I do, go ahead and reapply it to the ship on the opposite side. Make sure you slap it right on top of the second SAO engine and have it in line with the SAO engine all the way over to the left. Now, because we noticed it, I want to go ahead and take this hull piece and I want to put the hull piece back. I think the reason why this is an open space is because the game originally was giving me minus, yes, 98 mobility. There it is. So for some strange reason, we've dropped our mobility down 2 points instead of 1 now. So I'm kind of sad, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead with the rest of the build. The rest of the build is actually extremely straightforward and not too difficult at all, but it needs to be laid in a specific way in order for it not to spawn any ladders and or be exactly what you want. So we'll take the backmost part and we'll have this companionway stacked right on top of this mess hall. So this is going to start your ladder to heaven. You have the mess hall at the bottom, then the first companionway that's not going to have any HABs going forward from this area right here. It's going to have a cross passage on either side so that you can actually access both of the wings over here for the living quarters and access these wings over here for the brig. Once you have all that set up, you're actually going to come in the inside right here and you're going to grab this Galleon S204 cargo hold and you're just going to line it up. Just like that. And you're good to go. All right. From this point on, it's pretty straightforward. What we want to do now is when we want to take these Deimos hull pieces and line them on either side. As well as you want to take this Stroud nose cap C and put that right in front of that. And at this point, it should line up just like this so that the Stroud nose cap C kind of flows straight into this Deimos spine that we have going straight to the front of the ship, which caps off at a Deimos braking engine. All right, and do the exact same thing for the opposite side. All right, you're almost done. Go ahead and line these 3 Deimos hulls in the center, and you are done with the entire second layer of this entire ship. So the first layer is done with your workshops that go into your 3x1s and your infirmary that goes into the other 3x1 engineering bay, which goes back into your living quarters and your brig on the second layer. So let's go ahead and start stacking up the third layer. So on the third layer, we'll go ahead and we'll start putting these engines back into place, but these engines cannot be placed back just yet because they don't have a connection on the bottom. What you're going to have to do is we'll grab this Deimos cowling first and we'll attach it. For now, we're going to throw it. We want to put it right here, but we can't for right now. So let's just slide it to the side. All right. So since we're not able to do anything with that, we'll go ahead and we'll grab this piece right here, which attaches over here to the right like this. All right. Then on top of that cap, we'll go ahead and reapply this. There you go. And with those 2 pieces aligned, now we can take this SAL engine 6830 and slap that right on the back. Just like that. And all your engines should be in alignment with each other. Go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side. Make sure that these pieces are covering your passageways. So we'll grab this one right here. For now, this is going to slap in properly, so we'll just leave that there for right now. We'll come over to this companionway, which is going to help you put that piece back together. Go ahead and stack the companionway right on top of each other, and then once that companionway is there, you can attach it to the side with this Galleon S203 cargo hold. At that point, we're going to need to grab this and slap this on top of that Galleon cargo hold so that it's not visible anymore. Actually, we need to put this right here. And we'll put this piece over here on the opposite side. Kind of like that. Grab this and let's line it up. Boom. There we go. It's coming. It's taking form. It's taking form. It's taking form. Let's get it. All right. All right. With a little finesse with the camera, I finally got all these pieces in a decent area. So let's put them back. As a matter of fact, this is actually going to be a little bit harder than I want it to be. But I think I remember what I did. Okay. So what I want to do first and foremost is I want to reapply this whole section right here. And this is not in the correct location, so I will take this away for now. With that being said, we have this going into that, which is supposed to be a thing. All right. That is all correct. And this is the opposite side, which goes right there, just like that. That is correct. We're actually going to line this up on the top. That's my captain's quarters. The ship stops right at this point. From there, you want to take this piece. You want to take this piece and you want to slap it on like that. And I would actually recommend you grab one of these Deimos wings or something to slap it right here to kind of round this out. It was under the ship, so I never noticed that it was missing. Let's see if we have any structural points, you know, pieces that I want to just throw in there just so I feel better about myself. And I'll put this right there. Then from there, what you're actually going to do is you're going to take these Deimos hulls and you're going to line them up kind of like this, and line this up kind of like this. You know what? You don't need that. And the reason you don't need that is because all these pieces right here. That's right. Sorry about that. So we'll go ahead and we'll slap this all the way in the furthest part right there, so it's in alignment with that whole piece right there. Excellent. And then once you have that piece in, go ahead and slap this piece in the middle. And then the final piece should be sticking out right in the front. There it is. It's back. Oh my God. It feels good to have my ship back to part. It feels good to have my ship back together. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll line this up on either side. Make sure they're all the way at the frontmost area of the ship. Kind of like this. Now, this is a design choice that I'll allow you to make. You can have it slid to the back like this so that this front nose piece is sticking out, kind of. But the way I like to do it is I like to have these pieces kind of towards the front, kind of like this. To give my ship the edge that I'm looking for. From that point on, we'll go ahead and we'll slap these on either side. Kind of like that. We will go ahead and we'll grab this big boy right here. And we'll set that up right in the center. Right there. And right behind it, we'll grab this companionway. And we'll slap that companionway on right there. You want to take this Deimos cowling part, and it's going to actually go right on the back here, but make sure it's in flush with this right here. So what you want to do is you want to take it and bring it down one, kind of like that. All right, and we're almost done. Don't worry about the back part of that companionway. We're going to actually take this porthole and we're going to put that in the back so it has like a little window area so we can actually see from the back of the ship. You're going to grab these dockers right here and slap that directly. Whoa. This camera angle is crazy. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to slap that right there the way it's supposed to be. And then from here, we're just going to wrap it up. Take this window and put this window directly behind that weapon system. And then take this right here. And boom, you have put it back together. The most epic build of all time. My favorite ship. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to think that... Alright, so... bets in the comments. Do you think I had it right here like this? Or do you think I had it slid to the front? I'm thinking it was like this. And this was all the way out. But I could be wrong. Alright, place your bets in the comments down below. I'm just going to push the B button and exit out. Cancel modifications. Hey, I got it right. Let's get it. Okay. Alright, bet. Oh man, I didn't know. That was a good one. Because I was thinking to myself, I know I didn't have any available spaces. So I was thinking I slid this all the way back. Straight against this window right here. Which isn't a bad look. But one thing I did notice when sitting in the cockpit, this right here is kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. Because it kind of takes away from the front visual look we're able to get with this ship. Like, I was thinking, maybe we'll have the space that we need, but I don't want this part of the ship naked. So I think I'm just going to take the L and not really care about how it looks through the windshield. But you will notice this right here. It is definitely a thing. But if you like what we do here on the channel, make sure you smash that like button and sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and ship builds like this right here. I took my time this time for you guys so that we were able to enjoy this. I loved making this ship for you guys. It was absolutely amazing, and I hope you enjoy building it. If you want to see more ship builds like this in the future, Let me know down in the comment section below of what cockpit and or cargo holds you're trying to slap on a ship, and I'll come up with some type of concept and see what I can do. But this is your boy M of M Sensei HD, and for now, I'm out of here.